Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. I am super excited about our topic today because it absolutely rewrites the rulebook on how businesses survive in the modern world. For decades, we've basically run on one simple rule. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But scrap that. What happens when the systems we rely on, like the massive physical networks dropping packages at your door or the invisible digital vaults holding your company's deepest secrets, get so complex that waiting for something to break is pretty much a death sentence? Today, we're talking about a massive shift. We're moving from just fixing problems to actually predicting them. Let's get into it. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll hit anticipating the future. Then, we'll look at AI and the supply chain. After that, we're making a hard pivot to the quantum data threat. We'll follow that up with practical defenses and solutions. And finally, we'll wrap up with a massive reality check, the cost of waiting. All right, Section 1, anticipating the future, or the shift from reactive to proactive. We are officially in an era where you just can't wait for the alarm bells to ring anymore. Historically, our whole approach to problem solving was completely reactive. A ship gets delayed or a server gets breached and then, boom, everyone scrambles to do damage control. But the modern approach, it's entirely proactive. We absolutely have to predict the break before the crack even forms and protect the system in advance. That is the new baseline if you want to survive. Moving to Section 2, AI in the supply chain, predicting the physical world. So let's look at how this plays out in the real physical world. Getting a product from point A to point B used to be viewed as just basic logistics. Today, a supply chain is a massive, living, breathing system where one little shortage causes a ripple effect across the whole business. And this is where artificial intelligence steps in as the ultimate game changer. AI is doing demand forecasting, predicting what customers want by crunching crazy variables like weather patterns and real-time sales. It optimizes inventory so you aren't overstocking. It flags supplier risks early on. It optimizes routes to slash transportation costs and fuel waste. And inside the warehouse, it's wild. AI uses advanced computer vision so robotics can see, sort, and pack stuff with incredible speed. It even handles predictive maintenance. It can literally sense the tiny vibrations of a machine to catch a breakdown before the equipment even stops working. All of this adds up to way better sustainability and greener operations. But here's the thing. The real magic isn't just robots moving boxes faster. AI's true superpower is visibility and prediction. We can break this down into 4 massive questions AI answers for us. Number 1, what is happening right now? That's total global visibility. Number 2, why is it happening? Getting right to the root cause of a disruption. Number 3, what might happen next? That's the predictive superpower taking over. And number 4, what should we do about it? Actionable intelligence. It's not just automation, it's driving infinitely better decisions at every single level. So the big takeaway here is that the smartest supply chains don't just rely on one thing. They combine real-time data, AI intelligence, and human expertise. When you blend those together, your systems don't just become faster or cheaper. They become fundamentally resilient, adaptive, and sustainable. They bend instead of breaking. Okay, Section 3, the quantum data threat. Protecting the invisible world. We can predict all these physical risks beautifully, right? We track the trucks, we monitor the machines, we literally see storms coming. But what about the invisible ones? What about the silent threats that don't trigger any immediate alarms? It's a crazy juxtaposition. With physical threats, the disruptions are totally visible. A supplier shuts down, your AI flags it immediately. But digital threats, specifically cryptography vulnerabilities, those are entirely invisible. We're talking about hidden data harvesting and the looming shadow of future decryption. You don't even know it's happening while it's happening. Let me clear up a massive misconception right now. Quantum computers, as they exist today, cannot break our modern encryption. The hardware just isn't quite there yet. So the immediate danger isn't some quantum attack happening this afternoon. Actually, scratch that. The real danger is yesterday's data, and the data you are sending right now. This brings us to a frankly terrifying concept in modern cybersecurity. Harvest now, decrypt later. What this means is bad actors are actively scooping up your securely encrypted data today. They know they can't read it right now, but they also know that in a few years, quantum computers will be powerful enough to slice right through that encryption. It's literally like thieves stealing an unbreakable safe today, dragging it back to their hideout, and just waiting for someone to invent the master key tomorrow. By the time that key exists, they already have your valuables. This is exactly why we have to be proactive. Our current cryptographic foundations, like the RSA and ECC algorithms, that secure everything from your personal emails to massive bank transfers, rely on math that simply will not survive at scale against a quantum computer. And here's the real kicker. Once quantum decryption is practical, there is zero retroactive protection. None. If your sensitive data is already out there, it's exposed forever. You cannot unharvest what's already been collected. Which brings us to Section 4, Practical Defenses and Solutions, the blueprint for defense. Now, take a breath, because it is not all doom and gloom here. We actually have a blueprint to fight back and defenses you can use right now. We don't have to wait for disaster to strike. Step 1 is data classification and building a cryptographic inventory. You simply can't protect what you don't know exists in your network. Step 2 is a hybrid key exchange. This is brilliant. It fuses our current classical encryption with new post-quantum algorithms, so even if one fails, the other holds secure. Step 3 is layered encryption for your long-term secrets, basically building multiple thick walls around your vault. And Step 4 is committing to a clear migration roadmap to the new NIST PQC standards. That's the post-quantum cryptography standards. The standards are moving fast, but actually adopting them, that takes organizational responsibility. Finally, Section 5, the cost of waiting, the countdown. This is where the physical and the digital lessons of this explainer totally collide. We're on a countdown, and urgency is everything. Securing our future, whether that's managing an AI supply chain or rolling out post-quantum digital keys, isn't about panicking. Panic leads to terrible mistakes. Successful future-proofing is about calm, precise timing, deep foresight, and absolute accountability from leadership. There's a quote from our source material that hits the nail right on the head, and I really want to highlight it. Waiting is not neutral. It's choosing future data exposure. In a world moving this incredibly fast, just deciding to wait and see is an active decision. It's an active choice for failure. And that perfectly ties this entire explainer together. Whether we're talking about using AI to optimize a shipping route before a massive storm hits, or implementing post-quantum encryption keys before adversaries invent the ultimate decryption machine, the rule is exactly the same. Prepare before the break, not after. I want to leave you with this one final provocative thought to take with you. Think about the massive logistics networks bringing you your goods and the hidden data networks holding your most sensitive information. Ask yourself, are the systems you rely on actively preparing for tomorrow, or are they already silently exposed today? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.